Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dogs of War online beta. Well, where should I start? I kind of like this game because I already saw it on the tabletop variant in real life. It's quite popular around my town actually. And so I saw this game popping up like on stairs like, whoa, it's gonna be good. So I started playing it and I wondered, well, it's like Dogs of War, just that instead of dices you have persons, which is okay. Now wait. How's this actually working out? Is it like a pay-to-win model? And I finally figured out that it isn't. Actually, it's not at all. It's not a pay-to-win game. So basically, I'm gonna go at my company management screen. Or actually, let's go to this one first. So you can have 3 companies. Like 2 you get for free, and 1 you can unlock by paying, I believe, what is a buck. Yeah, but that doesn't really matter because the first company basically holds up to your needs for time. So the most important part of it comes here. Well, why I just showed you that screen instead of just going straight into game. First of all, one thing you may or may not have realized in the background, that sounds deceptively like Warhammer 40k. And it does. It's actually the same soundtrack, I believe. Well, whatever. So the reason I wanted to show you this is because I'm a role player and everything. First of all, there are like 3 races, which I can show you. There's Menders of Darkness, Paths of Destiny, Ways of Light, depending on what you want, and then you can just go for like Children of Ilya, later more tribes, but let's say I was Weight of Light, is Kingdom of Alahan, and 2 other kingdoms which are not in the game yet. Or Menders of Madness is basically just skeletons, demons, and well, demons. So I took the Children of Ilya in the Path of Destiny, which is my real life stuff, really. And I decided to do it like my real life stuff and called this the Heart of Yozaj. I had 3 companies. So the first company, my name of the first company was always Heart of Yozaj, then I had Flanks of Yozaj, and then I had Guardians of Yozaj, and Heart one being my biggest one. Like, we usually play with, I believe, 5000 AP. Team-based, like 2 teams with 5000 AP each with like, I don't know, 20 players. That's why I have 3 companies in real life, but that's a different story. Back to the company management. So why is this game not pay to win? I'm telling you. So you start with 2 units. In my case, I decided to start with a Grave Guardian and 2 Wolven Crossbow. Basically, you can decide this if you choose your stuff. Like right here, you can see that. I basically started with Defenders of Ilya because I really like that. Now, there's also things like the Pack of the Bleeding Claws, which starts with, in theory, stronger units, but in practice it's not really easy to utilize them, unless you know how. And then there's the Escort of Pariah, which is a mage, strong melee, a hunter, so-called, and weak melee, a so-called attacker. Anyhow, I started with the other one, Bout, crossbow guy, and send him on missions, which may or may not work. I hope it works. Let's see. I will figure out 127. So, but the thing is, you can buy new units by just clicking on the slot like this, and you see the screen. Now, you can buy it for gold or for ducats. I don't know if it's actually gold or any other name. I'm just gonna call it gold. And you can say, shit. Except for the Wolven Warrior and the Wolven Crossbow, everything is fucking expensive. That's true. But you get around 100 to 150 coins per game, so yeah, it's a bit of a grind. Yeah, you have to play quite a lot to get Warg, the strongest unit of this of the Children of Ilya. At least now, there's more in real life. There's like much more. This is only a beta. What I'm going at is that I don't know whether or not I get more AP, more ducats if I play higher AP games. But 200 AP, the smallest format basically, is 150 to 200. 100 to 200. Actually, I have this bonus which you get when you play the beta. And yeah, the first thing I want to get is a Wolven Lone Wolf, and with that I wanted to play 300 AP, but right now I'm just gonna go into some 200 AP. I decided I'd make this video series. I'm gonna play like, I'm not gonna do like, I'm not gonna do like, I record every game. I'm just gonna record 3 games here and then I upload it instantly. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna play 3 games and we'll upload them, which is why this episode will take a little longer. I will fill you in on changes I made to my roster every time before I go into the battle. I can still, like, can play 200 AP even with 1000 AP in my company. I just have to pick basically what units I wanted. I have exactly 200 AP at the moment, with all units being level 2. So where I was basically is that, I'm gonna tell you the rules that changed and shit like that, but back to this here. There's 2 modes right now, actually 3, but I can only play 2, which is Deathmatch and Elimination. Deathmatch is basically kill all enemies, and Elimination is basically everyone gets another figure. That figure is the noble, and if he dies you lose. The figure is a little nerfed, like I get a Worgen Lone Wolf, a Guardian of the Runes I mean. But he's a little weaker, he can't walk as fast, he doesn't have the same damage, he doesn't have the same spells, but well, that's how it works. Now we have to wait a little. The game matchmaking takes a minute or 2. That's just kind of okay for a new game. So as you can see, I have only 3 of 4 units here because 1 is on a mission, and this is actually the first time I play against. Oh, never mind. Okay, Ensign Battlefield in deathmatch mode means that he is a new player. His troops are called Badass, mine are the Hearts of Usage. We are now here on the game, which we have is the first setup, the Mage Strong and Weak setup. Now it's deployment. I can choose where I wanted to put my units, and I want to put them like this. There's a reason for that. If he charges in with his charger, because look, the thing is the maps in itself don't exist in real life like that. I don't have this map, but what I think is that if he starts and charges, and he have to charges here or here, but however this one is a stronger one because there's contact shot. He only has instinctive firing. So here's the charge. Which he's not gonna do. He's gonna activate the warrior instead. He wanted to. Does that to trap me because I could charge at him, killing him nearly. But then I would be at charge range myself. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna move it. I'm gonna play it smart. I'm gonna move him like here, and then I will attack. It's a little bit smarter to do this because now he can charge at me, which was basically what he tried. So the fighting is easy. You have. On the top left a little role menu. It tells you what to do and what to not do. And basically I attacked him and he tried to parry. He tried to parry. He failed. If my roll is below 90 it fails because I have a 90% chance of attack due to stats and shit. And then he has a chance to reprise it. He rolled a 10. A 10 isn't enough to reprise it. He needs at least a 45. And then I had the second attack because many Worgen units actually have 2 attacks. So now I am at my bowmans, you can see 100%, which means that I have a 100% chance of hitting him. The 0% around them would basically mean, yeah, the chance to scatter. Scatter means that you basically shoot but hit somebody else, and well, yeah, his usual warrior is really hardly wounded right now, which is okay, I parried, attacked back, he attacks twice, I parried twice, I had a little bit of luck there. But basically critically wounded means that he has weaker stats in general. So what I'm gonna do now is move out of attack. I have a 50% chance to eat some damage, I do. I'm getting lightly wounded, now attacking him. And I actually hit and kill him. That makes me want to know. And the enemy starts first because he has the same discipline roll as I do, but he has less units, that's why he starts first. If that makes any sense. So he charged attacked after using a spell and failed. I have a little bit of a lucky dice right now. So I'm just gonna shoot him and he's critically injured. This guy's worth less and he's luckily parrying, so my melee is getting seriously injured as well. I'm gonna activate my melee and just attack him. He dies. Now I have the pursuit movement. Some units which have Born Killer have this pursuit movement skill, which basically means I can attack another time if they are in the same range, and they are, so I'm just gonna attack him, and yeah, but only once. Oh no, twice actually. And that only happens if you kill a unit in your turn, not if you like kill a unit during the enemy turn with a parry, you're not getting pursuit movement. So, now we have this victory screen because kind of won. Could have been a little worse, but I just completely had way too much luck. And now I got 78 ducats because it was like a new player, I believe. Anyhow, yeah. But yeah, that's basically how it runs. I should explain this a little more in depth, shouldn't I? But wait, that was the first game, but I have to check like the recording sounds okay, etc. Alright, so I realized I spoke a little loud. I'm sorry for that in advance. I'm gonna speak a little less loud then. So time to go into game 2 for this game, just for time around. Yeah, let's go into game 2, right? So I have to wait a little. One thing this game can do is force draws, which basically, in real life, you can call people out. You say, "What the fuck, dude? Why do you do this? Why don't you just like lose?" But well, yeah, you can't actually do this online. Basically, getting draws basically just means that you win by like take one off, like use a range force only, take one off and then run, which basically makes you win. And oh, that's actually the first time I'm not playing against wolves. I'm playing against humans. I never played against humans. And this actually is not a new players, which you can see on the map. Um, I'm gonna use my troops like this, because then they can line up the fire over across the map if I sprint with my Grave Guardian. Which I can do. But be right back, but actually, just give me a second. Alright, so I realized I spoke a little loud. I'm sorry for that in advance. I'm gonna speak a little less loud then. So time to go into game 2 for this game, just for time around. Yeah, let's go into game 2, right? So I have to wait a little. One thing this game can do is force draws, which basically, in real life, you can call people out. You say, "What the fuck, dude? Why do you do this? Why don't you just like lose?" But well, yeah, you can't actually do this online. Basically, getting draws basically just means that you win by like take one off, like use a range force only, take one off and then run, which basically makes you win. And oh, that's actually the first time I'm not playing against wolves. I'm playing against humans. I never played against humans. And this actually is not a new players, which you can see on the map. I'm gonna use my troops like this, because then they can line up the fire over across the map if I sprint with my Grave Guardian. Which I can do. But be right back, but actually, just give me a second. But what? Oh, he took damage, never mind. That's the 4th loss after 14 games, so I won 10, lost 4, that's kind of okay. Oh, I'm finally activating first now, just gonna kill myself. Wow. That's how fast it can go. The in-game sounds are not properly recording. Actually, when I think about it, there aren't any. There's no music. Only sound effects. We only have music in the like title screen, which is really quiet. Whatever, still get a lot of ducats here. And the next game. Missions are also pretty nice. That's just so I can get some money, you know, like, for example, I could try backsnatching, get a lot of money, but, you know, not if I fail. Okay. Here we go. Deathmatch on North of the Behemoth. Moon Brigade versus Heart of Usage. And he uses the same setup as I, which means that I can get an advantage by playing the same like just right now. I just need to do more damage than him, basically. That's the basic premise of this. And he activates first, and he tries the same just on the other side. Oh, he moved. He moved in a really bad spot, actually. Because now I can completely... lucky for him. Actually gonna... I'm gonna prepare the rush then the next turn, because basically he can't attack me from here. I'm basically blocking him completely. I have full armor here and there. He would have to stand... I don't even know if he can shoot me from there, but I don't believe so, no. Yeah, I'm dodging anyway. Look at this. He needs an 8 or less. Of course, I'm gonna, you know, be that good hidden from him. How can he move? Let's see. Where can he charge to? Okay, my archers are safe if I charge one into this direction. One just to make sure that nothing goes wrong. Yeah, if I can charge in this direction, I'm kinda safe. He uses kind of the same tactic as I do, just with the difference that I use the unit less. Which can be to my advantage, because I have the instinctive firing guy less. I can shoot him from... No, I can't. That's too bad. Start of turn 2, let's see how it starts. I start, perfect. Defensive stance, and we're gonna move to here. I'm gonna get encircled Malus, but the first archer is engaged, and the second one gets an attack if you use it, if he starts to go away, and the third archer is far enough away that he may or may not scatter. What did he do? Instinctive firing. Yes, he can scatter. Chances are he will scatter, and the chances are pretty high that he won't even hit. Nice. Now it's my turn. Gonna move him to here and use offensive. Let's check first. Yeah, 2 attacks on the first guy. Chances are I'm hitting him. First dodge, second hit. He can now charge, which he gets a critical hit for because I mean he can't not charge. I'm sorry, because I was basically very far away from him. He has instinctive firing, so I can move. Just moving here, get 5% more damage, chance of damage, use offensive stance, and may or may not murder him completely. At least not damaging him critically. His archer can't really do shit from there. He has instinctive firing as well. The guy who's still there has contact shots, so you can just shoot on turn, basically, and completely obliterate the melee of the enemy, which is why I got him, by the way. He's more of a bait archer than anything. No. Okay, that was a nice charge. So let's see what kind I can have. I can actually charge the enemy archer, and I will do so. Boom, and damage. If I would have used natural selection, he would have been dead now, but whatever. Didn't do that. Natural selection on his guy, and kills my first archer. No problem. Pursuit movement. Oh god. That's gonna be quite annoying. I should have perhaps seen that coming. Defensive stance doesn't really save this guy. I'm just hoping that he... Okay, he moves badly. If I get activation first, I can kill this melee. If he gets activation first, he can run away and survive. Hard dodge. Start of turn 5. I am first. Perfect. And pursuit movements. Nice. Eat dirt, fucker. Ha! The thing where I fucked up. Alright, I'm back. The game starts, and he did what I hoped he would do. He basically puts his troops in a path to me. And what that means is that I can just charge in, which I will do, with defensive stance. Because this is not a newbie, we get the stances. Stances basically make you a whole lot stronger. So what happens with defensive stance is that, let's check what he had. He got a Knight of the Lion, a Bowman, and a Swordsman. All I'm gonna do is I will charge at a random given location like this. And because I have parrying on, this turn I'm pretty much immune. The reason I turn parrying on is because basically What it does, or what it doesn't more like, is it it takes a turn away from me. I can't attack. I can parry, I can't attack. So what I'm doing basically is I am using parry in a turn where I cannot attack, and I attack. That's easy as that. See, I'm dodging because I have +6 on every stat. It was really easy, or really not easy to hit me. And Swordsman is actually completely in line of fire, which is why I usually have my bowmen in the back, so they have line of fire on people who try to go after my Gravemen. It's a common practice. Like, I think it's not a bad practice because it basically dooms this unit, but it's a common one. I wouldn't complain. So I can see that I have 100% hit chance. I'm gonna use offensive stance, which basically means I have 2 arrows this turn. So you see the first and the second shot, and now he's critically wounded. He can't really do shit anymore. He nearly lost his first swordsman already, just like that. And yeah, well, now I'm gonna attack from the back. I'm gonna get a hit, but I'm gonna retaliate with double the damage. So not worth it. Enemy activates first. Still lion stance, but I also still have defensive stance. Till if I start, then I gonna lose the defensive stance. But since I don't start, I still have it. So that's kind of his doom. The discipline rolls seem to not work correctly because I always seem to have the same number as my opponent. Like in all 14 games I played, it was always the same. So now we have this and this, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna activate Nature Selection and attack the unit in the back because now I have more attack damage and probably kill him off. I'm not completely at least. I still have Natural Selection, so whoever attacks him now is kind of losing a lot of damage because Natural Selection gives me basically +2 damage. He gives me offensive stance on his bowman, so he's gonna attack my melee. He's gonna lose 12 health. And now I'm back with activating units. Because that's too high off a scatter, I'm gonna go a little in the front and try to hit better. Like this. And he's dodging. At least it's not scattering and nearly killing my dude. It's only half doing that. Now he's deciding what he wants to do. Divine Favor, what does that? Oh. Oh yeah, I see. Never mind. Now I can activate a unit. The difference between this unit and the other Warg Archer is that he got instinctive firing, so I can move and then shot, and I'm not losing any. I'm getting any penalties, so I can just take him out without him doing anything. Start of Stun 3. Enemy activates again, which in my opinion sucks, but whatever. His swordsman is not in range to harm any of mine. If he would just sprint in like the direction, it would basically what he would do is oh, actually cool. Actually, what he would do is fuck, could have worked. What he would do is he would block my archers from shooting, and this would be a good tactic right now. But he's not. He's going to not use that unit, and you know. Still have one natural selection, so I could like shoot the archer once, hope it hurts. He's sprinting though. He can't attack. He's blocking one of my wolves. So what I'm gonna do is getting the instinctive firing guy, the contact shot guy basically. I'm gonna get him a little more in front. Check if I can hit. I can't really at least. But I'm using natural selection anyway. I'm just gonna hit the paladin because he needs to kind of get lost, you know. This guy has contact shots. Sadly, he's not in melee at the moment. Contact shot basically would mean that he can still shoot the enemy without without doing shit. Engagement means that I basically can't shoot. That's why it would be have been very smart to use the swordsman and get an engagement, because then I would have to need to waste a turn like this. Well, yeah. Now I have to kite him around. I'm probably losing this game. Oh, you serious? Come on. And the enemy activates again. What the fuck is this shit? Like, what the hell? You saw this? Last game as well, I never actually started with the movement. Oh, whatever. How much more offensive stances does he have, by the way? Isn't that like the third one? Ah, no, never mind. Of course he hits on that range, but I can't. Um... Oh, fuck me. Alright. He attacks. I can't parry because I'm not a parry guy. Trying to run out and I win. I'm successfully run out. He dodges, although I'm standing like next of him. And he gets to activate again first, which basically means end of Archer 1. And half for GG. Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much GG at that point. Maybe not so much GG, but still pretty much GG. I'm just gonna try to... The reason... I took better initiative on level 3, which is why I won, and he did not. Also, hip shot, like, that's just... whatever, I'm not gonna mind him. How much more material do I actually have till now? Let's check. Wait a minute. Yes, I have 25 minutes in a couple of seconds. Gonna render that, gonna play a couple of games while it renders, and then we're gonna, you know, play another games with my new 300 AP army, which will soon come, because I basically have the money for that.